Welcome back to We Are the Fall. We're going to take you back in time here, about 10 years to 2015 Glastonbury Festival.
Oh yeah.
Got a little special treat for you with a full fall set at the park stage. We'll
But before the fall hit the stage, who we got? We got a little opener.
I'm sure all of our fans were there, so they'll recognize this. We got Fat White Family that played right before the fall. They are playing their song "I Am Marky Smith." They had a little bit of influence on the fall set when they ran into him backstage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the big question when the fall took the stage was, did Mark E. Smith piss his pants?
That was
Every
the big
that's
that's the big
Yep,
question.
he had a big what looked like piss stain going down his leg. So they, Elias Saudi in his book told a story about what actually happened. He in fact did not piss his pants, but his brother Nathan got the courage to go and ask Mark for a drink of champagne that the band was all sitting around drinking before they went on the set.
Hmm.
And so Mark said, "Yeah, sure, mate. You can have a glass." He poured him a cup, and he promptly threw it in Nathan's face.
Yeah, that sounds like Mark. I mean, that sounds like a Mark move right
So
there.
yeah, but everyone's kind of pissed. Things are going to head. But cooler heads avail, and everything calms down. And so he says, "Actually, mate, actually, you can sit down, lad. Sit down.
Yeah,
We'll have a
come
drink.
sit with
We'll
me.
sit
Yeah.
down. Yeah, we got plenty of cider. You could have a cider." So Mark pours him a cider, and Nathan throws it right in Mark's face. So then there's a big hullabaloo. So that's where
The piss came from.
the piss came from. I guess you could
Yeah.
then see Mark and Eleni getting into it because Mark really wanted her to have another pair of pants for him, and she promptly told him, "No, Mark, there are no more pants. We're going on stage right now. You're just gonna have to go out there and do that."
No,
Um,
it is supposedly true that Mark is also standing on the side of the stage as they're playing the song. I don't know if there's video evidence of that, but I think that is
yeah,
the myth.
Elias's stage man told him he was standing there with it. He says, yeah, the landlord, as they calls him in his book, he said he was standing there, watched the whole thing, his arm folded, beginnings of a grin on his face.
Yeah.
But, at the beginning of this story, it talks about how Elias, Mark asked them for speed, and unfortunately they did not have speed. All they had was crystal meth pipe that they were all hitting every 8 hours. On the 8 hour mark, they would go up to the
Yeah.
hill and smoke crystal meth together. So
Yeah.
Mark passed on the meth, so good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if these stories are not reason enough to read Lias Saudi's book, then I don't know. I don't know what you're reading because I highly recommend it. I read it and I'm going to read it again because it is hilarious. I mean, just the Marky Smith interaction alone is worth the price of admission. Yeah, I think he was going and like going and meeting his drug dealer up on the hill, and the guy was just, I don't know. He was like, he went into his tent for a couple hours and was sweating and like not having a good time. Oh man, it sounds brutal. And I also think the band left him. Like after after the concert was over, he was just kept on going up and then smoked that crystal meth, and the band's like just leaving because they wanted some better drugs. Oh man. Well, Steve, it's 2015. We're at Glastonbury. We thought we would have a little fun. I mean, Glastonbury 2025 just wrapped up, and we thought we would just do a little throwback watch along for the Falls 2015 set that was almost 10 years ago. And that I thought was, I mean, that's a great way to get into it. I'm glad you remembered to call that one up. But let's see what the BBC had to say about Mark and his relationship with the Glastonbury Festival. Few bands have had as tumultuous history with Glastonbury as The Fall, who many music fans, including John Peel, convincingly argue are the greatest British punk era group of all. Their leader, Marquis Smith, believes he was banned from the event for being pro nuclear weapons when it was called Glastonbury C&D Festival, only for Michael Eavis to supposedly wreak revenge by booking the band in 1992, but billing them lower than fellow Mancunian James. Or so Smith, who verbally castigated Evis from the stage, would have it. I don't know who these people are. I know James, I guess, but Smith
Yeah.
returned alone in 2010 to perform Glitter Freeze with the Gorillas on the Pyramid stage and didn't have a great time then either, saying that backstage was full of newsreaders, daughters, and politicians' daughters. Will 2015 be the year when he finally falls for the Glastonbury's charms? Highly unlikely, but you can expect a vital, punishing set filled with tracks from Sublingual Tablet, the 31st album from Smith and his group, which has an ever rotating lineup. And that's what we got today, folks. And, you know, I don't know if many people like us doing these because I don't know, like I think I would rather just watch the the set, but Steve and I are gonna do this either way. So, thanks for joining us and appreciating it if you do. Now, Steve, what do we got in this set? Is this the fall at the top of their game, or is this the fall kind of I don't know, it's 2015. The band is probably excellent and tight as we're expecting, but what do you think about, I don't know, the delivery of this fall 2015 set?
I mean, I've enjoyed it. I know that one Miss Brick Smith, she was there doing a reading from her book at Glastonbury, and
Oh yeah.
she tweeted out that it was the best they'd performed in a very long time. So she was there in the crowd watching this go down,
Wow.
and she enjoyed it. I think Elias from the Fat White Family, he kind of commented on. He did a good little write up too. He said by this point after the fight that all had happened, his hopes weren't particularly high for their set. I'd seen them murder an audience before, and I'd seen them when they were awful enough to walk out after 3 tunes.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
we marched out to the arena, and we were proven dismally wrong on this count. The second they started playing, the Fall were in charge. Words were reimagined where restraint and chaos merge, where the
Ooh.
literary, idiotic are force-fed one another. The
Ooh.
weird and frightening realm of the Fall at its best, something elusive and beyond categorization. You are granted only temporary access. You glimpse
Ooh.
something beyond the pale, a kingdom of strange, self-multiplying, libidinal, outraged doubt. There is nothing total. Nothing can break down into convenient pieces and carry off elsewhere. A
Mm.
glorious indictment of the banality you swallow everywhere else. It is arguably the least patronizing guitar music ever made. A loathsome autocrat he may be, but also a genius.
Oh man, that's beautiful. The guy is a good writer. I think he's going to come out with some fiction book soon enough. But yeah, that's just another plug for his book, The Fat White Family, History of the Fat White Family. Uh, yeah, let's just get right into this, Stephen. Let's just see what we got. I have not watched this in a long time, so it's going to be a little treat for myself. So I hope you got your Spangles candies and your popcorn double feature popcorn because we're getting into this fall set from Glastonbury 2015. Let's rip into it.